Hello everyone, welcome to Data Chronicles. So let's start solving a couple of interview questions asked in LinkedIn. Okay, so the first one is salary differences. Calculate the difference between the highest salary in the marketing and engineering department. Output just the absolute difference in salaries. So we have two tables on DB employee, DB department, and we need to identify the salary maximum salary in department engineering and marketing, and then get the difference. So let's get started. Select max. We could do is first let me write the from statement from DB underscore employee DB underscore employee T1 join DB underscore department on T2 on um, T1 dot department ID is equal to T2 dot ID, and now I have to get the maximum salary case when uh, department name department like engineering, then salary, yeah, and um as sal. Let's see if we can run this code. Yeah, so now I have just to take the difference of marketing. So what I'll do is I'll just copy it, and here I'll write marketing, and I'll just get the absolute value for this difference. Absolute as salary difference. Okay, so let's check. Yeah, so the solution worked. Let's move on to the next one. The question is sales department salary. Find the employees in the sales department who achieved a target greater than 150. Output first name of the employee. Sort the records by the first name in descending order. It's pretty easy. We just need to get the first name based on the target value, and the department has to be sales. So select first name from employee where the department like sales and target is greater than 150, order by the first name. Okay, yeah, so the solution worked. Let's go to the next one. The question is risky projects. You are given a set of projects and employee data. Each project has a name, budget, and a specific duration, while each employee has an annual salary and may be assigned to one or more projects for particular periods. The task is to identify which projects are over budget. A project is considered over budget if the prorated cost of all employees assigned to it exceeds the project's budget. To solve this, you must prorate each employee's annual salary based on the exact period they work on a given project relative to full year. For example, and if an employee works on a 6-month project, only half of their annual salary should be attributed to that project. Sum these prorated salary amounts for all employees assigned to a project and compare the total with project's budget. So basically, we have three tables: LinkedIn projects, which will have project details; LinkedIn employee projects, which will connect project ID and employee ID; and LinkedIn employees will have information about the employees like ID, first name, last name, salary, and your output should be a list of over budget projects where each entry includes the project's name, its budget, and the total prorated employee expense for that project. The total expenses should be rounded up to the nearest dollar. Assume all years have 365 days and disregard leap years. So basically, for any project, you have to find out all those employees which have worked on that project and for what duration. Based on their annual salary, we'll just prorate, like if as given in the question, if the employee has worked only for 6 months, then the cost for that employee for that particular project would be half of his annual salary. So we'll be joining all the three tables. So let's get started with that first. Select, we'll just start with star. Select star from LinkedIn projects. T1, join LinkedIn emp projects. T2 on T1 dot project. LinkedIn, yeah, T1 dot ID is equal to T2 dot project underscore ID. Join LinkedIn employees T3 on T2 dot emp underscore ID. Let me see if I'm doing correct. Yeah, is equal to T3 dot ID. Yeah, and now we have to, okay, let me see. The name, the budget, and the total prorated expense. Okay, so let's start with okay, title, budget, and salary. And salary has to be divided by the salary needs to be divided by the number, the duration. Oh, let me see. First, let's just identify this one. This is working. Yeah. So let's also get the date, diff, end date, and start date as duration. Okay. So now this annual salary needs to be divided by like the ratio, the duration upon 365. That will give the prorated salary for that particular employee for that particular project. So what we'll do is we could take a ratio here, and since both of them will be integer, I'm going to divide it by 365.0. Yeah, so this will become a float, and then you'll get the fraction as well. Okay, yeah. And now I have to now I should sum it up as total prorated salary, and I have to round it up to the next dollar, nearest dollar. So I'll use ceiling function. Okay, so and then since I'm using an aggregate function, I add group by 1 and 2. Okay. So now I just need to identify those projects where budget is more than this total prorated salary. So select star from T where um, mm, where total prorated prorated salary is greater than budget. Yeah, I think this should work. Let me just check. No, it's not. Uh, why it's not working? It's completely wrong. Mm, mm. So by mistake, I actually put a division. It has to be multiplication. So let's try it again. Yeah, the solution works. So basically, we joined the three tables, used the ratio for duration upon 365 days for a year, and then multiplied it with salary to get the total prorated salary, and then identified like projects which have budget lower than the total prorated salary. That would be your over budget projects. So let's go to the next question. Department salaries. Find the number of male and female employees per department and also their corresponding total salaries. Output department names along with the corresponding number of female employees, the total salary of female employees, the number of male employees, and the total salary of male employees. Okay, so basically in the output, it will have like five columns: department, number of female employees, the sum of their salaries, and similarly for the male gender. So, department, gender, and then the salary, and using ID will take account. So select department, some case when sex is equal to F. So then 1L0 and as female employee count, some similarly, then salary else 0 and as total female salary. I'll just copy these two. Male, female, from employee group by one. Let's order it by department name. Yeah. Yeah, so the solution worked. This was actually a pretty easy question. Let's go to the next one. Employed at Google. Find IDs of the LinkedIn users who were employed at Google on November 1st, 2021. Do not consider users who started or ended their employment at Google on that day, but do include users who changed their position within Google on that day. Mm, okay, so let's just see the data first. Select star from LinkedIn users. Okay. Mm, so we need to identify LinkedIn users who were employed at Google on November 1st, 2021. Okay. But do not include users who started or ended their employment at Google on that day. Okay. Mm, okay. So that means the start date should be less than November 1st, 2021, and the end date could be either null, which means that the person is still employed at Google, and if end date is more than this particular date, then yeah, then that filter will give the correct one. So do not just we need to just give the IDs. Okay, so select user ID from LinkedIn users where start date is less than 2021 11 for November, and so this filter makes sure that the person has started before this date. He's not starting the job on this particular date, and end date uh, is either null, which means that the person is still working in Google, or end date is greater than 2021. Yeah, and this means that the person left Google after November 1st, 2021. So this should work. Let us try. Mm, and it is null or okay. What did I do? 46256. Oh, 111. So I'm doing this condition will make sure that the person has started the job after that. Why this official solution is 4 and 6? My solution is excluding 4. Let us see why it is excluding 4. Mm-hmm. Oh, okay. So this person has changed the position. This person has changed the position on this particular date. So the person, this one should be included, and I'm getting 2 and 5. So for 2, this person started the job pretty early, ended the job as well. So this one is including, one second. Okay, got it. So what I'm doing is this one. No, it still shouldn't. Mm. So basically, what I'm doing incorrect is first we have to only consider user who are working at Google. So I didn't put the filter on mm, employer, employer like Google, and the thing is, we have to include employees who have changed the position on that day. So, for example, in this case, this guy, user ID 4, he has started way before 2021, but he has changed the position on November 1st, 2021, and we need to include this guy in our output. So, what happens is, since I've only put the condition as greater than, it will exclude that the employee. So if I put equal to, so then this filter will not exclude this record. So let's try it again. Yeah, so the solution works. So that's it for now. If you like this kind of videos, do consider subscribing. Thank you.